Alright, so we'll start with Northwestern Dynasty. I simmed ahead a little bit to week 1 just because there's a lot of stuff in the beginning about like coach and stuff like that. I kind of just simmed through it. I didn't really change the name or appearance or anything like that. I did change offense aggressive, defense aggressive to aggressive, but do some recruiting. I've already started on a couple of these guys just because, like I said, I simmed 1 week just to get this season started. But being a smaller program, I would definitely go after. I'm gonna start attacking these guys, and I know people said like, don't do DM, player, media, and family and friends, but for some players do because you want to save those points for other players. Like Miguel here, my 5-star quarterback, 4-star but with a gem. I sent the house on him immediately because I'm a smaller school. There's others up there too, like OSU. They haven't really done anything at the bottom. TCU's not really too big of a school either. It's early, but I like to put money and put. You've got to be early. Is what I'm saying. You got to get in contact with these guys and give them a scholarship. Watch your scholarships. You only have 35, as you see in the top right corner, but Dynasty can be really fun if you like being like a GM type of thing, and stuff like that, and doing that. It can be really good for that. But you definitely want to check out every player and scout first, so that you know if you're finding a gem like this guy or a bust like the last guy. Watch your scholarships, like I said, and if they're a gem, I say send the house right away. Other players, like I'm number 1 for this guy. If I wasn't and he wasn't as good, I'd do search social media, DM player, and contact family and friends so I can save those points for other players. But you want quality players, unlike quantity, and with a smaller school like Northwestern, I would focus on going after the right guys. Scout them, look at what their strengths and weaknesses are, and then give them points based on that. 4-star or higher, even 3-star depending on the school, I would go right after them. Like this guy, Kanoy, he's a bust. You see the X right next to him, but he's not actually that bad. Agility and awareness is not too great, but awareness is down for all of, as you can see to the left. He's a left tackle. They're never going to be good with agility, speed, and awareness, and if they are a gem of a 5-star. So if that's the only weaknesses for one of your players, I would definitely go after them. Try to have them be a sleeper pick and get away with these good players. As you can see, most of these guys are scouted. Like this guy, I'm not going after this guy, but I scouted him, so I know what to expect. Go after some good players, 3 or 4, but really stay with decent players and have backups. Like Jaden here is my backup quarterback for if I don't get Miguel up here, the 5-star. So it's good to be prepared, and I'm definitely still learning too and adjusting. But that would be my recommendation to get started. Like for example, George Bloomy, great speed. Awareness is not great. Tackling is not good. But other than that, good. Man coverage is great, and that's what cornerbacks are good too with that. So I would do the first 3 because you want to save 10 for scouting. I don't really have any players to scout, but I'll scout Chris here so that I have a backup quarterback. And just as you can see, that the yellow lines indicate where it will go. If you haven't played the game already, and account for weaknesses and strengths, abilities, very important. If you can you see the question marks, doesn't necessarily mean he has 3 out of 5. He could have 1, he could have none of any of these. The development trait I can't get because I don't have the mind reader ability in the strategist archetype because I'm not there yet. I'll show you that in a second. But those are also very important because it can show you some information. Here, this isn't my best player, but you can see I scouted him. Recruitment tab, and see where you are with other teams. It goes from 8 to 5 to 3, and then the player eventually picks his school. There's your actions, and you can see where the guy is. I don't know, like his speed isn't going to be exactly where that is right there. As you can see, like that yellow, it could be, it'll be in that range. Easier to say. Short accuracy could be anywhere from probably a 65 to a 95. You don't really know at this point because you got to scout them more. But abilities, everything on this tab will and should progressively move you towards how you deal with the player. As you can see, the hours I put into players, I put 50 into this guy because I'm number 1 and he's a 4-star defensive tackle, which is a huge need for Northwestern. And I put 50 into this quarterback, which is also a big need for Northwestern. And he's a 4-star, but he's a gem, which means he's up to a 5-star. A 5-star. He's got nothing below a 75, and that's his awareness, and awareness is always going to be a little bit down. I've noticed for all these players. I'm number 2 on this guy's list, but it's only week 1, so we could go down or up. I sent the house immediately because I would recommend doing that on your better players. But enough of that. As we play Miami, Ohio this week at home with the new update. Some new uniforms. I've already liked Northwestern's uniforms, nothing too busy, just simple, but I love this new uniform that got added, the Gothic one, Gothic alternate, they call it, so I'm going to wear that. I don't really care what the other team wears. Let's go.
Welcome to Evanston, Illinois. Ryan Field and home to the Northwestern.
Never played as Northwestern, so this should be interesting. I think they did really good with like the fan noises and all that stuff, as you can hear. Very, very good. I like how they're updating the game. They didn't just come out with it and then just leave it the way it was. But he fumbled it. And they got it back. That's what your coach will look like. It'll show it multiple times throughout the game. Like I said, I didn't really edit the appearance, but you can go back and do that and edit height, all that good stuff, stuff like that.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of
so they got 4 on first down. I like to take one of the first 3 options on defense, but you can obviously change it. Each team has 1 star on offense and 1 star on defense, and he forces the throw away. Okay, so 3rd and 6 coming up. Important to win the first game. As you can see, you can go from formation concept, play tight, But I like the blitz on either second or third team. So I'm going to blitz them. Like I said, 1... Oh, I read that too. But each team has 1 star on offense and 1 star on defense at least. Obviously, bigger teams like Texas, Alabama, stuff like that will have bigger and more stars. Another interception I could have had, but I didn't know it. But yeah, I like how every team has a different end zones and different stadium atmospheres and traditions. They really focused on that. And, they change it. Sometimes they don't really change that, but they made some changes to, as I said, uniforms and play types, and you can no longer just juke away 8 yards and stuff like that. So I think they made it a little bit more realistic, as there was an update this morning. But starting the year off, there we go, another fumble. He's not really fast, but the important part was he got the football. He wasn't really fast though. I don't know who he is, but good pickup. Every team does a different thing, as you can see right now. They do their, because they're a Wildcat, but Pitt in the intro, they do a dunk on a hoop. So I thought that was pretty cool, but I think it's cool how they changed it to different teams. I'm not going to play the whole game because it takes a lot of time, but and see what your players are week one, see what their strengths are, see what their weaknesses are. Like I said, I'm not going to play the whole game, but like my star on offense, I haven't seen yet, but I know each team has at least one. We almost broke off for a touchdown right there, but we definitely won the uniform battle if there was one, because these unis are pretty cool. We don't have a star on offense, so this will definitely be a dynasty of actually. But just because some people aren't a star, like you saw that thing light up on his icon, he's got some abilities, physical and mental abilities, with going on the road and clear-headed and road dog. If you've played the game, he wasn't in last play, but our star is our running back here, Powers, shifty, stuff like that, and you can see those archetypes right below the players right there, and that's their abilities. The more you have, the closer you are to being a star. As you can see, I've been running the ball to get used to my star, but also you don't want to hurt him because wear and tear is new, is a new feature in video games. It'll probably be in Madden when Madden comes out. I think I like how realistic it is. Oh, that's a dot. All right. First touchdown, hopefully, of a long, great Northwestern franchise. So, didn't celebrate, but that's all right. That should be easy pickings, and it is. Let's go. 7-0, 4:15. Like I said, I'm going to 4:15 in the first. As I said, I'm going to sim a little bit of the game, just because it is Miami University, and we are going to crush them. But like I said, just to get used to your players, and see what you're dealing with. So they got a first down and 10. Stadium pulse. It's not going to be as high as Texas. I also like how realistic that is, because it's like it's not as effective on you as it would be in other teams. We're not doing too great right now, but I like how Northwestern wears purple. Not many teams wear purple, and TCU really messed up their jerseys. So, man, 14 just went flying. But I like how they wear purple, so that's why I picked them. But also because there's work to be had, and I want to see if my defense can get this stop here on its own. They did not. They scored a touchdown. I want to see if they could score on their own. I accidentally hit next quarter, but that's fine. We did not score. Neither did they. Okay, now we just scored and scored a field goal too. 17-7, starting to pull away a little bit. That guy doesn't even have a picture if he just caught that. He doesn't even have a picture. But yeah, 17-7, 2 minutes. We got the ball. Okay, we're going to crush them. 24-7 at halftime. I don't even think I have to play this. I'm just going to do next quarter, because I know they fixed sim logic, but it's still 31-13. I'm just going to do change of possession just because they are kind of in the game. 31-20, still up by a touchdown, but they get it. They score. Things like that. All right, we scored. We should be good. I'm going to jump ahead to the end of the game and see if we won. Hopefully they hold on. I mean, they should. 41-20, 41-26. All right, so 41-26, number one win. Hopefully you have many with Northwestern. I just showed them mad. I don't know why. It was a good first win. We're in a difficult conference like the Big Ten, but that's all right because I feel like that was a great, solid game, and I think it's going to be okay. Recruiting, top stories doesn't really matter unless you're a big team, which we're not going to be up there for a while, but it's fun because of how realistic it is, and if you want to have a future in sports and stuff like that, it's great for that. We got no players in the risk of transfer, which is good. Shows you where your top schools are. We're nowhere near the top, but a good first week, like I said, and we got locked out of no recruits, which is good. We got Duke this week, as I simmed a little bit. Coaching points, if you caught it, is what you get. I'm going to improve. Recruiting because that is definitely a need. I would improve the one that you're looking at. I'm looking at that quarterback, so I'm gonna upgrade that too. Wide receivers is a need, Running back's elite. He's the only star on the team, but I'm going to do one of those too, because of that. If you want it to look more like you, I simmed it as best I could because I wanted to just get it started, but name and all that stuff, I'll do that real quickly, but you can change it to a name you want. I'm just going to do, takes a long time to load, and this takes a long time to delete. So my coach's name is Owen Smith. I'm going to keep our offensive playbook because I think it worked nicely in the win against Miami University. The playbook doesn't really matter. You can't change your all out anymore, but that's fine. You can do this at the beginning, which that is actually important pipeline, but that's fine. This is what I'm saying. Offensive aggressiveness, that is important to me, at least, because you want to, like sometimes have the coach suggest it to go for it on fourth down. Even though if you're going to anyway, you are the coach, so you do what you want. But I like to be aggressive on defense and offense. This will generate more blitzes and man coverages and when they're needed and stuff like that. I always suggest being aggressive. I'm going to go with that one because that kind of looks like me. And hold on. Yeah, so that physique, sorry. And so save that and see you next time for Duke.